There are some general rules that you need to be aware of every time you play, and some that need to be considered before you even start your game. It is strongly recommended that you put your own identification mark on your ball. If you fail to do so, you run the risk of not being able to distinguish your ball from another ball, which means your ball is lost. You cannot start the round with more than 14 clubs. Ian Woosnam was tied for the lead going into the final round of the 2001 Open at Royal Lytham and appeared to have birdied the par 3 first hole until his caddy discovered on the second tee that there were 15 clubs in the bag. As a result, Woosnam had to add a 2-stroke penalty to his score at the first.
God, I give you a job to do and you can't do it. You're on off.
If you start the round with 14 clubs, it is not possible to add clubs, even if a club is lost. During Tiger Woods' singles match at the 2006 Ryder Cup, his caddy dropped his 9-iron into the water next to the 7th green. Woods was not permitted to replace the club, but when the 9-iron was returned to him on the 15th hole, courtesy of a helpful diver, he was allowed to use it again. Here we see Tiger having more problems with his clubs, this time breaking a club while making a stroke at the Masters. A club broken in this manner can be repaired and reused during the round, or the player can replace the damaged club. However, if a club is damaged in anger, making it non-conforming or altering its playing characteristics, it cannot be used or replaced during the round. For Paul Azinger, this meant putting with a variety of clubs on the remaining holes. During a round, you cannot ask for advice from anyone except your caddy or your partner, who is a player on your side. And you must not give advice to any player other than your partner. While your caddy or partner can give advice on the line of putt and even assist with alignment, they cannot remain on or close to an extension of the line behind the ball while the stroke is made. A rules official intervenes before Marcus Breer putts because he believes that the caddy is standing too close to the line of the putt behind the ball. By intervening, the official saved Breer a 2-stroke penalty. A player is responsible for any breach of the rules committed by his caddy. In the quarterfinals of the 2006 US Amateur Championship, Richie Ramsey's young caddy touched his line of putt without authority. The rules provide that the player incurs the applicable penalty for a breach of the rules by his caddy, and as a result, Ramsey lost the hole.
The teeing ground where you start the hole. It is a rectangular area, 2 club lengths in depth, the front and sides of which are defined by the outside limits of 2 tee markers. You can play your ball from anywhere within the teeing ground. While the ball must be within the teeing ground, a player may stand outside the tee markers to play the ball. And before playing a stroke from the teeing ground, your ball is not in play, so if it falls off the tee, or if you knock it off the tee in the act of addressing it, it may be re-teed without penalty.
If you think a ball is yours but cannot see your identification mark, then it is permissible to lift it to identify it. However, you must first advise your opponent, marker or fellow competitor of your intention, and you must mark the position of the ball before lifting it. If the ball is your ball, you must replace it.
It's a basic principle that you must play the ball as it lies. You must not improve the lie, the area of intended stance or swing, or your line of play by moving, bending or breaking anything that is fixed.
Was it growing?
In taking a practice swing, Brian Davis broke a reed that would have interfered with his swing for his stroke, and as a result he incurred a penalty of 2 strokes.
Can I move it to get in there, or do I have to back into it to get in there? You see what I mean? I can move it. Can I help?
A player is permitted to move branches in the process of fairly taking a stance, but he must try to use the least intrusive method of getting to the ball to make the stroke.
No, it's all right. I got
And here Phil Mickelson carefully approaches the ball so that he does not improve his situation and there is no breach of the rules.
Let me move the bag and everything, Phil. You guys, can you back up behind, please?
In contrast, Scott Hoke has initially managed to get to the ball in the least intrusive way. But when he retakes his stance by entering from the side and pushing the branch backwards, he improved his area of intended swing and was penalised 2 strokes. And when Sergio Garcia moved ahead of his ball and took a practice swing on his line of play, officials were concerned he may have improved his line. However, on close examination, it was decided the action he'd taken did not cause any improvement and no penalty was applied. You are entitled to place your feet firmly when taking a stance, and in a bunker, this allows for a certain amount of digging in with the feet, as demonstrated by Tiger Woods. But Calvin Peet's attempt to gain a level footing exceeds what is permitted, and he was penalised 2 strokes for building a stance. Before making a stroke at your ball lying in a bunker or a water hazard, you cannot touch the ground in either type of hazard or touch water in the water hazard with a club. So the club must not be grounded at address and must not touch the hazard on the backswing. Unfortunately, Nick Faldo's brilliant recovery was spoiled by the fact that his club touched the water on the way back and he was penalised 2 strokes. It's also not permissible to move loose impediments prior to making a stroke in a bunker or a water hazard. Michelle Wie fell foul of this rule when she clipped a piece of moss with her backswing, resulting in a 2-stroke penalty. You cannot test a bunker before playing from it, and smoothing the bunker is deemed to be testing. However, if, like Stephen Ames, you fail to get the ball out of the bunker, it's okay to smooth footprints before you play your next stroke, provided you do not improve your situation at the ball's new position. If your ball lies on a bridge over a hazard, it's permissible to ground your club on the bridge. Lee Westwood demonstrates his understanding of this rule in the final of the World Match Play at Wentworth and plays a great recovery shot from the bridge. All under the watchful eye of rules official John Paramore.